All praises, glory, and honor to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Rakakadash.
All right, shalom, brothers and sisters in the truth. I'm your brother, Mr. LJ, coming to you again with another presentation from the headlines of Great Babylon and around the world. And as you can see here, we have 100 Minnesota National Guard members on standby ahead of possible unrest in Minneapolis. Okay, and this is the beginning of some of the headlines I'm going to be bringing out to you, and also with a short video. But before I go into that, let me start off with a precept leading into these, and it's coming from the book of Psalms 31 and 18, and it says, "Let the lying lips be put to silence, which speaks grievous things proudly and contemptuously against the righteous." And as you can see here, now this National Guard is on standby to be mobilized because this supposedly white supremacist guy, he drove his truck through a crowd of demonstrators, and he's been charged with second-degree murder. They're expecting it to be a little bit more than that, but this has become the thing inside the society right now, is to bring out the National Guard every single time there is some type of crime or murder against a so-called African American in this nation. Why? Because they're building up this persona, this image of us, constantly resorting to violence and looting every time things doesn't go our way, or when we are when we are dealing with their justice system, which is not justice at all. Okay, so this is a constant thing here like that, to bring out the military. And this is also, when you look at the word lying lips, okay, remember Jake is always used as the pawn and as the way for them to get these new legislatures in, which oppress also these other nations that are here in Great Babylon. Okay, and they watch it and they just think that it's just all about us. Okay, so that's just one of the things that's going on here with the lying lips. Also, we know with the COVID that's going on right now, they have with the Delta variant might pose the biggest threat yet to the vaccinated people. Now, this is very interesting because this absolutely makes no sense. Okay, now you reach for this and you scroll down and it says, while Delta undoubtedly poses the biggest threat to unvaccinated people, some experts worry that it might result in more breakthrough infections. Cases of COVID-19 diagnosed at least 2 weeks after someone is fully vaccinated. So then what was the point in millions of people taking that? And they're still continuing to push it now to billions of people. So that's telling you right now, what it's saying is that basically somehow this variant is going to impact the people that actually got vaccinated. Okay? Again, we've been through months of this, take the jab, and here it is right now. They're coming up with all of this back talks, okay? And that is the lying lips of this nation, okay? Along with all the other things that they're bringing out here. So I'm going to go into the book of Esdras, second Esdras, 15, starting verse 14, and it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. For there shall be sedition amongst men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the cause of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. For because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and man shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation." And we know right now that great tribulation is coming right now. And when it talks about this, not regard their kings and nor their princes, and the cause of their actions to stand in their power, I'm going to show you a video of how divided Esau really is and how this is actually going to manifest itself. But let's take a look at some of these tribulations here. Okay, what do we have going on in America here? Here's a map of America obesity rate right now. As you can see right now here in the deep red, most of the United States is basically have a loud ass, very fat. Okay, this is BMI over 30, meaning that you are obese. Now, if you're a bodybuilder or someone that is athletic, that might actually be considerably different, but we know that that's far and few in between. But this is the map that shows. Now, you take a look at these pictures. Look at this. Okay, this is going to be part of that famine right here, because one thing Americans in this wicked kingdom are used to doing is what? Eating and doing absolutely not a damn thing except wicked shit. Watching wicked crap, doing wicked stuff, and eating. That's it. Everybody is fat. You can tell these people have never missed a meal in their damn life. And Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi has a great diet plan for this nation. Okay? And that is going to be coming. Here, drought. How is that famine going to come? And those tribulations? It's going to come through this drought. And I've brought this out in many lessons here. You can see here, the majority of the United States here right now, the 1/3 of the United States is under great drought. There is no food. Okay? There is no food. We are eating last year's crop. And next year is going to be a very, very strange year for us. Okay? Okay? Hyperinflation. All right? As you can see here, it's going to take a whole day's worth of work just to buy grocery to feed your family. Okay? Okay? A lot of work. So the American dollar, the petrodollar is becoming less and less and less and less. And these are the judgment that are coming. Now, moving into this, not regarding their king, here is the Portland, this is Portland, Oregon. Entire rapid response team resigns for an indictment of one of their officers. Okay, so they're not regarding the fact that their officer did wrong and murder, okay, an innocent protester, okay, and found guilty. So what they decided to do, that they are going to quit. There's about 50 of these guys. These are the guys that you see inside those riot gears that you see on television, okay, that are pepper spraying, shoving people, doing all those things, doing all of those things to the people, mainly Jakes, okay? And this guy here from Newsweek here, Madison Carton, says, armed citizens could topple U.S. government, asks the Viet Cong, okay? Now, this is a 25-year-old guy sitting in the chair. He's actually in the House of Representatives here, and I think he's a Republican. And I'm going to show you the video with them talking about Nancy Pelosi and hypocritical nature of Nancy Pelosi, and also what's going on inside the Capitol, which is very, very interesting. And listen to the word, especially at the conclusion of this short video. And I'm going to play this video right now.
That fight? Well, I don't know if we're going to win it. I'm sure she'll try and fine us. But if Nancy Pelosi wants to fine us, then absolutely, let her do her worst. I believe that patriotic Americans have our back, and so I'm willing to take a stand. I'm not sure if you saw the video, but there's a young 10-year-old boy who was basically reprimanding a school board for his school because he was having to wear a mask. And if he has the courage to stand up and do what this nation's leaders does not, then that made me emboldened. I mean, imagine George Washington facing down the British at Yorktown, but imagine him wearing a mask. We're not descended from fearful men. And so if you're only afraid to wear a mask because you are afraid that Nancy Pelosi is going to fine you, stand up. Be an American man and woman. Have some courage.
Across the line when she began to dock the pay of members who refused to wear a mask, some of which have been vaccinated and are following. What she cannot do is trifle with the paychecks of members. What's to stop her from weaponizing paychecks to force a particular vote? That would be Pelosi refuses to lift.
So I'm going to pause it there for 1 second because I'm going to bring out Second Esdras, Second Esdras 16, starting with verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and reproach and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their house. I want you to keep that in mind. I'm going to be bringing that back to you again as you continue to look at this video.
In the House of Representatives because she's all about extremes. This isn't about science. It's about her thirst for power and control. She's addicted to telling people what to do, how to think, and how to behave, not to mention the fact that she's a hypocrite, having been caught violating mask rules locally in San Francisco.
Right. Correct. The Democrats are addicted to power. They saw how much power.
Now they might be saying, you know, this is the two horns here that are divided because this is that beast that comes out that speaks like that looks like a lamb but speaks like a dragon with the two little horns. Okay, now they are both fighting. This is Egyptians against Egyptians, Esau against Esau, the devil trying to cast out the devil like that. Okay, this is just pure wickedness overboard. So take a look at this and view this as a consent. They might be using Nancy Pelosi's name in this, but this is the overall the devil. And this is critical for us in this truth to continue to stay vigilant of this, because we know the 2/3 are going to feel the brunt of this who is not under the protection of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi.
Power they could gain through fear, and now they're desperate to keep holding on to that.
Yeah, one of the great myths to emerge from the pandemic is that government officials can prohibit you from doing what the Constitution guarantees you have a right to do. You have a right to go to work. You have a right to go to the local church. You have a right to shop for food. And, you have a right to assemble in places like outdoor theaters and indoors in places like the House chamber without Nancy Pelosi punishing you by docking your pay. What she's doing is rank lawlessness.
Conservative. I believe we're all royalty in the United States of America. That's your apartment, your house where you live. That is your castle. You make the rules. We don't make decrees for you in Washington, D.C. And so to my other colleagues, if you want to wear a mask on the House floor, go ahead and do it. But don't you dare reprimand me when I don't have one on. And if you're only afraid to wear a mask because of Nancy Pelosi's fine, then when we come back in session on June 14th, take the mask off. She's just a puppet.
Now, you see what he said? She's just a puppet. See, all of the governments over here, all the governments around the world are just puppets for the great elites who actually really run the show. Okay? Now, when you look at this here, what you're seeing here is that the Edomites are starting to feel the oppression from the top Edomites who are making them do things. Now, you listen to what he's talked about. The senator said about deducting the pay, okay, because that's that stay of bread that is coming true. That is also part of the lack of bread and their goods being spoiled. Your goods is your financial stability is part of your good, okay? And that sword doesn't necessarily mean a gun is coming at you. That sword can be that some way has power to actually deduct your pay, okay, suspend you from your job, terminate you. That is all part of the sword too. That is also part of the tribulation that the whole world, including, especially here in Great Babylon, is going to be going through. And Jake especially, okay, going to be going through. All right. Now, I remember I talked to you about 2nd Esdras here, 16, about the insurrection that's going to be coming, and that they're going to be throwing us out of the house, and they'll be like madman, sparing none, and coming out here like that. As you can see here, these are our people, the 2/3 here celebrating to put these people in power. Okay. And as you can see right now, these people are deducting the paycheck of people that look like them, of Edomites. What do you think that they're going to do with Jake? Okay, so right now you have a moratorium that's going around that's protecting millions of Jakes. Okay, millions of Edomites, even more Edomites. Okay, and you can name all the other tribes that are here in this nation that are being protected by the moratorium. Okay, so what do you think is going to happen if they're doing this in the capital right now? Okay, see, Jake is simple. Jake believes that the enemy is these people right here that look like, that has, white power tattooed in the back of their head, that's carrying around an obvious Confederate flag and, maybe using the N-word or whatever the case is like that. No. Okay. These guys, at least when they walk out there, these are your enemies. But when they walk out there, and you can see your enemy. Your enemy is not that obvious. Okay. Your enemy are these people. Okay. These people who are making the laws. These people who are oppressing you. These people in corporate America that sit down. Look at most of the corporate American boards. The board of directors are all also what? All so-called white men. Okay? And it trickles all the way down to all of their hiring people that make all the decision to continuously oppress our people, which is the reason why, if you look at let me bring it out here. Psalms 123:4 said, "Our soul is exceedingly filled with the scorning of those that are at ease, with the contempt of the proud." Okay, and let's take a look at what that word contempt means here. I'm going to bring it across the screen. The word contempt means the feeling that a person or a thing is beneath consideration, worthless, or deserving scorn. And who is scorn? Who's considered worthless? That's us. We're considered worthless. This is the reason why it's all set. This is the reason why when you apply for a job, you see this form. Equal employment opportunity, employee self-identification form. Take a look at it. Hispanic or Latino. White, not Hispanic or Latino. Why? Because again, our people are spread across the world, look like the other nations. Okay? Black or African American, not Latino or Hispanic. Okay? Asian, not Latino, Hispanic. Native Hawaiian, Pacifica, and it goes on, 2 or more races. Why do they need this? Okay? And they'll give you the bullshit that they need this to hire people inside to be diverse in their corporation, all that stuff. Really? Does this look like doggone diversity to you? All right? This form has been on for the last 40 years. Where's the diversity? Where is the diversity? All right? Why? Because you have to understand how the devil works. This is the congregation of the devil right here. That's his great seal, which is the eagle. Okay? This is the congregation of the doggone devil. Okay? These people here are not the congregation of the devil. All right? These are minions. They're nobodies. They have no power. The power, the people that make our lives miserable are these people right here. And that's why you see this guy, this Edomite sitting in this chair, is talking about the fact that they are now being oppressed because this guy represents these low-level Edomites here. All right? They don't really have any power. He cannot even stop the people in power from deducting them or taking their money from them. All right? And that is what we're seeing going on right now, which is a very good thing. As we all know, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is an excellent chess player. And this is what we are starting to see right now with all of those things here. So I'm going to go right here and keep this in mind, brothers. This is from 1 Timothy 4:13. For therefore we both labor and suffer reproach, because we trust in the living power, who is the Savior of all men, especially of those that believe. And that's us. These things command and teach. Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in the word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, and in purity. We are not to be putting each other down. Okay, some brothers can make terrific videos. Some knows every scripture in the Bible, almost all the scriptures in the Bible. You get some of those exalted in the GMS, and that's great. On all the other things like that. But the brothers are not to put the other brothers down. We're supposed to be building the brothers up. Okay, and that's part of that charity and that faith and that purity, and in conversation. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy with the laying on the hands of the presbytery. Okay, and this word presbytery, and I looked it up, and here it is right here. This is what it looks like. It says a body of church elders and ministers. Okay, and that would be your elders and your brothers from Great Millstone who actually bring this truth out. Okay, and all the other brothers that are part of that body to help bring this truth out to the believers. Okay, and also and help seal the elect. Meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. Why? We are supposed to share this knowledge. We are supposed to be on the lookout for these different things here. We're supposed to warn our people, educate our people. A lot of our people are ignorant the fact that this is what pork does to your body. Okay? A lot of our people are ignorant the fact that there's not going to be any food, which is going to mean that what? You're not going to be fat anymore because you're going to be on that special diet plan Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi has for Great Babylon. Okay? A lot of these people are going to be very, very shocked at how skinny they're going to be in a very, very soon. Okay? Continuing. Take heed unto yourself and unto the doctrine. Continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. We got to continue into this. Okay? You are in the headline because you are looking and seeing the deception that is continuously going on. This hypocrisy, these lies. Okay? We are that violent that you got to call the military for a bunch of unarmed people. Okay? Wait a minute. How do you take the vaccine and actually, yes, so you're going to be the one that's actually more likely to die from it? Absolutely makes no sense. Okay? Whole police force going to quit because one of them got actually called out for murder? Really? All right? And these guys, they miss a paycheck and all of a sudden they're going crazy. They're going crazy because they got a little fine from big bad, Pelosi, but it's bigger than that. All right? So with that, I'd like to give all glory and honor to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Bahasham Rakakadash. I'd like to give a shout out to the elders and apostles of Great Millstones and the brothers out there pushing this truth on a daily basis, and to you sisters out there watching. Shalom.